Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a realistic Subway fast food restaurant in Minecraft step by step, block by block, including the interior for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, I will show you how to make the entire outside of the store, which you should hopefully have seen by now. I hope that you like it. Heading inside, we have the order counter, the customer seating area, and most importantly, the bathroom. By the way, I was hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. This does not count. If you spotted me, leave a comment down below. The first person to find me will have their comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build. I would recommend copying this grid into your world, and if you do, to find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid, count backwards, find the 8th block, and then count to the right and find the 3rd block. That is where this tutorial will begin. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing 3 bricks in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3. Extend backwards by 1. Then place a polished blackstone wall to the right, followed by a black stain glass pane. Leave a gap of 1. Place another wall. To the right of that, place a brick. Then place 5 terracotta extending right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a brick on the end. Extend forwards. And then right by 2. 1, 2. Then extend backwards by 2. 1, 2. Extend inwards by 1. Then place 11 terracotta extending right towards the back of the build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Place a brick on the end. Extend forwards. And then right by 2. 1, 2. Then extend across the back of the build by 2. 1, 2. Extend inwards by 1. Then, extending right across the back of the build, place 10 terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place a brick on the end. Extend forwards. And then right by 2. 1, 2. And then extend towards the front of the build by 2. 1, 2. Extend inwards by 1. Then place 5 terracotta extending right towards the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a black stained glass pane. Leave a gap. And then 4 terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place a brick, which we will extend forwards, right. We will also fill this little gap in here, and just whilst we are at it, we are just going to add an additional brick in each one of the 4 inside corners of the build. Whether this will be necessary or not, I actually cannot remember right now, but this is what the floor plan of the build wants to look like so far. With the floor plan complete, we can now focus on the front of our subway. Begin by placing a row of 4 bricks on top of this block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place a row of terracotta in the center of the bricks that is equal in height to the bricks. We then want to do the exact same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the terracotta in the middle. On the front of these pillars, we will place a brick slab connecting the top pair of bricks together. However, on the other sides, we will use just a regular brick. So, bricks on the back, left and right sides, and a brick slab on the front, just like so. Next, we are going to extend our polished black stone walls, each up by 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll do the same for the black stained glass pane as well, and we will stick an iron bar here. We can then fill this pillar in with any material you like, really. Maybe we'll either just go for good old regular bricks, or might it look good to use black concrete to kind of further accentuate the door? It might. On the opposite side of the door here, we simply want to extend these bricks up by an additional 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to extend them 1 row forwards, just like this. We then want to place 2 rows of smooth quartz block extending across the top of the doorway, like this, and then extending through the right, connecting to the opposite wall, just like so. We then want to add black stained glass pane here, on the left side of the window, and also here on the right. I'm not sure whether it's worth trying to add black concrete here on the right to just kind of like make the frame stand out a little bit, or whether it just looks a little bit mismatched and weird. I'm going to keep it for now, but I think that bricks might ultimately look better. We'll see though. Regardless, place a row of polished black stone wall, extending inwards from both rows of glass pane, and then join them together in the middle with an additional row of glass pane. Place a row of waxed, oxidized, cut copper stairs above the area in between the 2 rows of wall, and then stick warped signs on each end, just like so. Also, place a row of ferns or your preferred plant of choice just in front of this window section. We will then place a row of brick slabs across the top of the smooth quartz section. Then when it comes to the entrance, we have to add a sign. The sign is made by placing 2 rows of green concrete that stretches across the top of the entrance, joining 2 rows of bricks together. The decision afterwards is what we fill behind in with, and it may just be that green concrete is the answer to that question. I don't think that we've got a better one. After that, we then have to place some rows of white concrete on top of this brick here, extending all the way across to the right, stretching to this brick here. And I do believe that we can then place 2 additional rows of white concrete on top of this that are 2 rows shorter on each side. It'll end up looking something like this. Next, we are going to remove all of the remaining grass and grid from in front of our subway. This includes in between the door as well. So, directly in front of the door, we have a row of 4, which we can fill in with smooth stone. We will then extend the smooth stone all the way to the edge of the grid, just like this. We will then place 2 rows of smooth stone, extending left and right from in front of our building. Then, on the right side, we will place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth stone that just extends forwards and occupies this empty space. We will then place a row of 1, 2, 3 cyan terracotta in this position, white concrete to the left, and then 3 more terracotta extending left. We will extend both the cyan terracotta and the white concrete forwards, with yellow carpet at the tops of the bays. We then want to fill this left side in similarly by placing 2 rows of smooth stone on the left, filling this remaining gap in with cyan terracotta, and then yellow carpet at the top of the space. We will then place a lamppost by placing 1, 2 polished black stone wall here with a beacon on top, and then a black carpet on top of that. We can then make a standing sign in this position by placing a spruce fence gate, flipping 2 spruce trapdoors up left and right of the gate, joining them together at the top, and later on we will add a banner in front of this to make it make sense. To the right of the door we will place a flower pot with an allium inside of it, specifically that flower. I don't know why, don't ask. I think that it might be nice to have a hanging sign somewhere around here to display opening times. So literally just like opening 9 to 5, Monday to... I guess Monday to Monday. No, we'll do Monday to Saturday. We'll let the people who work at Subway have a day off. Then all the way over here we want to have a bin, which is just a cauldron with an oak trapdoor flipped up above it. And this is looking pretty good. Next, let's make the banners. Throw down a loom, crack it open, place a green banner in there with white dye. First of all, we are just going to write out Subway in letters. The first letter is S. This is the chief pattern, base pattern, and then bend pattern. Next is U. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, base. Next is B. This is pale sinister, pale dexter, chief, base, and then fess. Next is W. So now we are going to swap to yellow dye, and to make W, we will start with the chevron pattern, put green dye in there, base indented, put yellow dye back in, pale dexter, pale sinister. Next is A. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, chief, and then fess. Next is Y. This is bend, put green dye in there, apply the perfess inverted pattern, put yellow dye in there, and then the bend sinister pattern. Now, lastly, we have to make a banner for our standing sign, which is done by placing not a green banner in there, but a white banner with some green dye. We will first apply the chief pattern, put yellow dye in there, apply the bend pattern, put green dye back in there, and apply the base pattern, then put white dye in there, and apply the bourgeois pattern. We can then take each one of these banners, and we can apply the funky looking banner to here. That is meant to somewhat look like the Subway logo. It's actually not really possible. The top half of the S is meant to be like a green arrow, and the lower half of the S is meant to be like a yellow arrow pointing in the directions as an S would. But since I can't really replicate that, I've kind of just done my own thing. Anyway, we will then apply our S, U, B, W, A to our green concrete, giving us Subway. By the way, we will be reusing these banners a little bit later, so stuff them in a safe place, either just off to the side in a chest, or you can just clone them from the previous banners that we've placed. However you want to do it, I'll leave it up to you. I'm actually doing all of those. I never want to make these banners again. Next, we are going to move on to the right side of the build, where we will begin by placing rows of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks on top of each one of these 4 corners, right here. And then we can place terracotta in the middle of them. And then in this instance, we can just place bricks, connecting the entire top together. And just to make it easy, we will do the same on the opposite side here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably don't have to keep counting that. And then just join the bricks together at the top. Right, moving back over to the right side of the build, we will begin by placing 2 rows of terracotta on top of our terracotta. We can then stack 2 rows of smooth quartz block on top of that. Then we will place a row of bricks in front of the top row of terracotta. We will then remove all of the remaining grass and grid from the right side of the build here. You can extend all the way to the back of the grid and then just fill it all in with smooth stone. Then, on this side of the build, I thought I'd add a few back stones. So we just leave a gap of 2 here, place 2 iron, gap of 2, place 2 iron, gap of 2, place 2 iron. That's it. That's all there is to it. Next, let's head on to the left side of the build, where things are a little bit different. So, to start off with, we will place 2 additional rows of terracotta on top of our terracotta. We will then place 2 rows of smooth quartz block extending across the top of the terracotta like this. We will extend the glass up to reach the smooth quartz and then an iron bar here. We will then place oak leaves in front of the terracotta like this. We will join the bricks together front to back exactly how we did on the opposite side. We can then just remove all of the remaining grass and grid from this side of the build, also just extending in to the doorway as well. And then we can just replace that with smooth stone. So we're not quite extending into the doorway because the actual floor material will be in there, but close enough. I was wondering how we could improve this wall. And I'm thinking that a 1x2 painting fits really nicely just here on this wall, and a sign just next to the door, which once again, just like if we just write opening times, and then we just have like 9 to 5, and then Monday to Saturday, something like that, or whatever you'd like to write. I think that improves things a little bit. And I was also considering, since that is actually kind of like an entrance as well, what if we have another one of these signs here too? So maybe just, it doesn't really matter where you want to put it. Maybe I'll just stick it just next to the door, just like this. Or maybe I'll reposition it later. But the point being is, I don't see why we can't just reuse a decoration. And we could even just extend it into the wall as well. Like if we wanted to, we could just move this 1 row inwards. Maybe just off to the side. This is why mods are so handy. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I quite like it just directly next to the door like that. I think I'm going to keep it that way. Next, we can head all the way round to the back of the build, where we can start by removing all of the remaining grass / grid. This should be the last of it. And we will replace all of this with smooth stone. Perfect. Then we will place an additional 2 rows of terracotta on top of our terracotta. We will then place 2 rows of smooth quartz block on top of that. Then we will place our rows of white concrete that are equal to the white concrete at the front. I was actually just kind of mindlessly copying the front of the build now, but you can see we start off with that 1 row, which is quite easy, and then just knock 2 off each time. I was also contemplating this. Do we add a row of bricks across the top here? Or, possibly, do we kind of take a page out of the front of the build, book, whatever the expression may be, and place a row of brick slabs across the top? I don't know if I prefer that. I don't know why I'm trying to rationalize this. I definitely like that less. Just gonna go ahead and fix that. That's better. Right, so next we will place 2 green terracotta, 1, 2 here, with spruce trapdoors on top, item frame here, kelp block here, couple of yellow candles on top, flower pot to the right, then place a spruce trapdoor flipped up here, leave a gap of 2, place another, then join them together like so. We will then place a 1x2 painting right here, and that's pretty much it. Before we can make any more progress with the outside of the build, we actually have to head inside and work on the interior layout. To begin, we will place 6 bricks right of this terracotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Leave a gap of 1. Place a terracotta. Remove the block to the right. Place a quartz bricks. Oak door on top. Then a terracotta to the right of that. Then we will remove these 2 blocks. Place block of iron in their place. We will then connect this terracotta to the back wall, just like so. And now we have divided our subway into rooms, kind of. So this area here is the counter space, and I think that we are just going to remove all of the grass from this area and replace it with smooth stone. It seems like a nice durable material, and it kind of just goes with the rest of the build. This area here is the customer / you know what, the employees are allowed to use it as well. I'll be nice. This is the bathroom, which we will place quartz bricks for the floor as well. And then we will remove 2 rows of grass from in front of both of these rooms / areas. And we will replace these rows with oak planks. Then we will remove 2 rows extending towards the doorway. So these rows we will occupy with oak planks, but we may also add or subtract some of this later. This is just a rough guideline, as what we will now do is remove all of the remaining grass, and as a matter of fact, this brick pillar here, and we will replace all of this with green wool. We may even have to remove this pillar here in the corner as well. I'm not sure if you remember at the start of the video where I mentioned that we may or may not be able to keep these. I don't think we can keep them, which is a bit of a shame. And what we then have to do is we just have to patch the wall here with the relevant material. So you can see that we've got some terracotta here. I don't know whether to keep the bricks. So for the door frame, maybe we will just have bricks instead of black concrete, because you can see how that just looks a bit nicer. And we can keep that framed. And then we can remove this. We can have bricks here as well. And it just looks nicer in a frame, doesn't it? And then we can exchange these 2 blocks here for some smooth quartz. Is there anywhere else that... Oh, just off to the side here, we need to exchange these 2 terracottas and these 2 smooth quartz block. And then I don't know if we have to do anything about those 2 rows, so we are not going to just yet. But what we can do is we can extend these terracotta rows up by 2, just like this. Like so. And then we can place some smooth quartz block across the top of these. So just kind of like fitting the finish of the rest of the build. This just looks a lot cleaner, doesn't it? So now that we have done that, I think that it's time for us to make the roof. And I have just noticed that I do also think that this row of green concrete here should be exchanged for brick, because that simply looks cleaner. And it makes me wonder if we should also do that down below, or maybe we should just leave a gap here, or does bricks look better? I think that bricks might look better for both sides. Regardless, let's make the roof. Begin by placing a waxed, oxidized, cut copper slab extending off the side of the building. That is the last time I will use that item's full name. Extend the slab 1 row forwards, and then extend the slab right and up. We want to line up with the edge of the subway sign. We can then start on the opposite side of the build, which would be here, extend 1 off to the side, and then forwards, and then left and up and left and up until we eventually reach the same position. And that gives us the edge of the roof. We can then extend the ends of the roof all the way backwards until we overhang the back of the build array, and then we will extend these slabs inwards and upwards just like this on both sides. So this is the outline for the roof. Perfect. So now that we have the outline for the roof, it's really easy to fill in. We can basically connect the bricks. Are they bricks? No, just waxed, oxidized, cut copper, I guess. They look like bricks though to me. Anyway, we can extend the full blocks forwards and backwards to meet each other. These blocks always sound so musical. I love placing the metallic blocks. Then we can fill in between using these slabs. And once you have done that, you have... Oh wait, hang on. We also have to place... I thought we were finished. We also just have to place some slabs connecting to the white concrete as well, at both the front and the back of the build. Almost completely forgot about that, but there we go. Thank goodness we didn't, because that just looks way better. Oh, and before we start working on the interior properly, I would like to add the ceiling, which is made by placing a block of iron here in this position. The ceiling is just completely flat, so it's quite easy to do once we just negotiate with this area here. I'm just going to fill on top of the bathroom in first, I think. And then the rest of it. There we go. With the entire outside of the build complete, it is now time for us to dramatically head inside and begin work on the interior. First of all, let's work on this section. Begin by placing 3, 1, 2, 3 glass pane extending across the bricks here. Behind those, place light grey concretes, item frames on top, and then fill the item frames in with any kind of food stuff that you like. I've just gone for chicken, carrots and beetroot because they look quite nice, I think, on the counter. Place a pale oak shelf here with biscuits or cookies for the OGs inside. Then place an item frame here, bread here, then place a polished blackstone stair here. Leave a gap of 1 from behind this light grey concrete and place 1, 2, 3 black concrete extending up this wall, which we will then extend both to the right, stick an iron bar here, 2 furnaces here to the right, chiseled tough brick here. We then want to place sideways facing blast furnaces. I think that we've got to place 3 of them, so I'm just going to hop up here. We place 3 of them like this, and then an iron trapdoor here and here, polished andesite slab here. We'll also place 1 in the ground as well. Chiseled tough bricks here. Then we want to stack our sea pickles here. We will then add a layer of oxidized cut copper to this back wall as a backdrop, just like this. We are going to add some more of it, but I think it's just easier to add a layer first. And then we will stick some pale oak shelves here in the corner, so 2 of them in total. We will remove underneath this one, place a block of iron, remove in front of it, place a red concrete. We will stack different potions in here, it doesn't matter which ones you pick, and then stick 2 red concrete in front with a mangrove sign in front. We can then place glass in front, or rather just connecting the top and bottom together. And then I think that we will just add the extra layer of oxidized cut copper now. And we'll just add it around everything like so to give us this effect. I did also consider green concrete, by the way, so do feel free to try that if you like. But this is kind of a tie-in with the ceiling / roof and what have you. So I do think that this works a little bit better, but test them out. Next, we will place a brewing stand here with a pale oak shelf here, an iron sword or 2 in these shelves, and 2 warped shelves here. I am also wondering whether it might be nice to have a sea lantern inside of the drinks cabinet here, just for a little bit of light. And now we are going to add some barriers here. So barrier blocks are to be placed like this. We've got 5 of them in total, above where the ingredients are. And then you can just stick some paintings there. And I think that that looks pretty nice. I'm even considering adding another row of them. So maybe we can just add another row on top, just like this. And we'll go for a similar sort of configuration. Try and get some non-repeaters. That's not too bad, is it? That looks pretty good in my opinion. So now we do just have to pop out and grab our subway banners. So I'm just going to grab these, can just replace what I have in my inventory. And we are going to stick these in the warped shelves that we have at the back here. And it ends up just looking really nice. There we go. That's perfect. I'll tell you what I'm thinking about doing, guys, is I'm considering dropping the ceiling another row to make it a bit cozier in here. So this is the ceiling right now. This would be the ceiling after. I have to say, I think that I have made my decision. I think that this is 100% better, in my opinion. So I'm just going to revert that, and I'm just going to drop it manually myself. And you may be wondering to yourself, like, why not just use the mod? Why not keep it? If you guys have to make it, I know that at least, you know, there's plenty of you guys out there that aren't on Java, or maybe you just don't use mods in general. If you guys have to build it this way, then I have to build it this way as well. Yeah, I definitely like this a lot better. And I think that it just, like, the windows just seem framed a bit nicer this way. I don't know, it feels cozier. Next, let's make the customer area. To begin, we will place a pale oak sign above this door, which will just read bathroom. There we go. Then to the right, we will stack 2 rows of pale oak shelves on top of each other with some red concrete above them, and then mangrove signs in front of the concrete. I think that we might also change the iron to red concrete as well, and then we can just stack these shelves with different potions, whichever ones you like. We are also going to place some spruce fence here, so just extending in front of the green wool area here. Next, we will place a row of mangrove stairs across the bottom of this wall, with mangrove signs above the stairs, just like this. Then we will place some 1x1 paintings in these positions, just like so, with polished black stone walls in front of this stair, and this stair, with spruce pressure plates on top of the walls. We will then leave a gap of 1 and then place another set of stairs in line with the walls. Then polished black stone walls in front of the stairs, stairs on the opposite sides, spruce pressure plates on top of the walls, and then a cauldron here, oak trapdoor flipped up here, and then we are going to place some lights in the ceiling. The first of which is going to be above this table here, like so, and the second above this table. And we will just clad these lanterns with warped signs, just like this. That is absolutely perfect. We can then turn our attention on to this side, where we will place 2 mangrove stairs, 1, 2 here, with polished blackstone wall in front, pressure plates on top, another set of stairs in front of that, cauldron here, flipped up oak trapdoor here. Then we will place Shall we have some more paint? Shall we just have a single painting here? I was thinking about adding a couple, but I think a single one might just look nice. And then we can just have a light kind of like in the middle of this area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, or maybe we could just have it above the table anyway. So, or do we want to kind of... I think that we want to follow the previous lighting. So it would go here, I think. So just the lantern and then the warped signs, just like this. Nice and simple. And the only thing is it kind of throws off the symmetry of the painting and the tables. I'm wondering whether we can just move the entire... Okay, guys, this is another job for Axiom. Let's see how this looks. That's kind of symmetrical this way versus that. I think I know the answer. I'm trying to remember... There we go, that's the command to put things back. Yeah, I think that this is the way, and maybe we just won't have a bin at all. That's okay, we're keeping this. Next, let's make the bathroom. First of all, we will head into the bathroom. We might be able to keep this pillar, but we'll see. Place an upside down smooth quartz stair here, spruce trapdoor here, 2 spruce planks to the right, extend forwards, and then place a spruce door here. Simplest toilet store you've done ever seen. Chiseled tough brick here. Then we have to make a banner, which is a loom. Light blue banner with white dye in there. Apply both the bend and a gradient pattern. Then any colour frame that you like. I'm going to go with green this time. So add a green ball jaw pattern for the mirror right here. Then this is where things are a bit tricky. So this is where I would typically place the bin. So I'd place it right here, but I guess we're not going to do it. So instead, we're just going to smooth out this wall. We've not really kept them anywhere else, so it doesn't make sense to just keep that pillar for the fun of it. So instead, we'll remove the pillar, we'll connect the wall all together, and then we'll just stick a pot here. And then, oh, I forgot about this part. Right, so we do also just have to add some extra terracotta and smooth quartz just to this wall too. And then we are able to place a pale oak stair here, pale oak sign here, stone button here. On this wall, we want to have a 1x2 painting. I want the man in black. That is perfect. And then for the ceiling, don't know whether to... I guess we've not dropped it in here, so we do just have to drop the ceiling in here too. And then somewhere, there's not really a middle to the ceiling. I'm thinking here, we'll just stick a lantern, or maybe here. No, I think here's better. A lantern with warped signs all the way around. It probably makes sense for it to be like where the mirror is, I think. There we go. That's the bathroom. That is the final room of our subway complete. But... you may have noticed that we have some empty car parking bays outside, and some empty bike racks. Luckily, I have a whole host of vehicles that we can indeed add to this build. A motorcycle, for instance, would look just fantastic in one of these car parking bays. The same could be said for my car. And the bike is probably faster to just make it. So we can fill these bike racks here with as many or as few bikes as we like. I think that we'll just stick one right here. That looks a lot better. If you would like to learn how to make 1, 2, or maybe even none of these vehicles, I will leave a handy link down below in the description for a video that will show you how to make every single one of these. With those final vehicles added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is... what the heck just ignore it. This video is not over. We must now add our subway into our city. For once, I actually know where to place this build. Kind of. We are going to place our subway in the new suburban suburbs. Idea number 1, we could place it along this road, but that would mean destroying some of this grassland, which I don't really want to do. Or idea number 2, and I think that this might be the better one, we kind of just slot it in here, next to the dentist / the veterinary office. This isn't ideal because I would like this build to be a bit more prominent in the new suburban suburbs. But luckily, we can shift it around once we start to develop this area more. What do you guys think? Where would you have put it? I would love to know. Maybe I'll even move it if you guys have a good idea. You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labelled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Minicity. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.